stays up there. No, it's not going to stay. As per usual. No. Okay, guys. I am going to talk more about the food situation and what we're being subjected to here on this crazy, whatever you call it. I don't know if it's a planet or a realm or whatever it is. I ain't gonna get into no spinning globe, flat earth, any kind of stuff like that, because I think that's more separating stuff. But I want to talk about stuff we can do something about. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to have this chat. I was able to have the chat on my computer, on my laptop computer, but on here it's difficult to keep it on. So I don't know who's on, and I can't really talk to anybody if you are. I'll just say hi to everybody. Thanks for the thumbs up, whoever gave it to me already. But I want to talk about stuff that people aren't talking about. Everybody's like focused on all this other stuff that's going on, the politics, the transvestigations, and the this and the that and the other thing, which are important, but some of these things we can't do anything about. So what I want to talk about is the food and what you can do about it, because people are not aware, I don't think, of what's going on. You could go into the markets and let's see, I'm trying to get this situated, so I'm looking at the, I don't know where the hell I think I have my thing on backwards, so it's going to be looking like I'm looking away, but I'm not. But I'm trying to encourage people to read labels, because 80% of the food in the supermarkets is poisonous, literally poisonous. There's hardly anything good to eat really left. And people think vegetables are good, and they are not. Vegetables are made of cellulose, which is indigestible, and it does not hydrate you at the cellular level. That's why I drink my water. I put my Celtic sea salt in distilled water. I would not advise you distilled water by itself. If you don't put salt in it and replace minerals, you are going to be leaching the minerals out of your system. And that's not a good thing. We need minerals, and they come from the ocean, the sea. The salt water has them in there, but if you're not by an ocean, you're not going to be able to get them. When I was in North Carolina, I was collecting the seawater every day and drinking that. And everybody, oh my God, you're going to die, it's going to kill you. Well, here, I'm still here, and I would be drinking it if I had access to it. But I'm in North Dakota now. I just crossed over from Minnesota into North Dakota. And I'm not even sure I'm going to have enough money to have gas to get all the way home back to Washington. But anyway, I brought over a couple of things to show whoever is interested in some of the things that I do eat. I mean, my biggest thing right now, I'm trying to quit coffee. I just have like 1 cup a day, and that's it. I don't like to drink it all day long, and I'm actually going all day without drinking it, and then I'm having tea to replace it, which still is, coffee is very dehydrating, so it's kind of counterproductive what I'm trying to do with the salt water that hydrates you at the cellular level. And most people are dehydrated. They say we're like 67, we're like 80% water, and people are like dehydrated, so they only have, they need to bring it up more. So I just was noticing the difference on, like, if you go to the supermarket, you're going to find 8 out of 10 products are going to have natural flavoring in it. And they're pushing that off like it's a good thing. They're saying, oh, it has no artificial flavoring anymore, but then they slipped in the natural flavor, which could be people. They're pushing this cannibalistic agenda, and who knows what the hell they're putting in there. They're going to try to get us to want to be eating people, and that ain't like what I want to do. So if you want to do that, that's okay. But I don't want to. So anything I pick up, I don't care how much I want it, that's where I draw the line. I will not buy any product that has natural flavoring in it, nor will I buy anything that has the new thing on the labels now is the bio contains a bioengineered food product. Who knows what that could be, but it could, like all these GMO products. I made a list of the ones that are you want to stay away from, and they are soybeans, wheat, and that's the one I've had the hard time with, is the wheat, maize, corn, sugar beets. That's the other one that I did not know about, that I just learned about that one, so I knew about the other ones. And alfalfa, and there's what was the other one? Shoot, I can't think of it. And there's one called, oh God, it's in the animal products. It's called some kind of grass, bent grass, I think it's called. And they're putting that, so they're going after the animals too. They're trying to kill all life forms, I guess. And they're not doing it like to you, they're giving you the option to do it to yourself. So if you buy something and you don't read the label and then you consume it, that's on you. They're off the hook for whatever. You've just did that to yourself. So one of the products that I did buy that I kind of overlooked was this in the soybean department was mayonnaise, because it's in all the mayonnaise. But almost all the mayonnaise, like almost every kind, has the natural flavoring in it now, which it doesn't have to have. Why does unsalted butter have to have natural flavoring in it? It does. Most of them do. So you might come across a brand here and there that doesn't have it. And if you buy things from like Kerrygold or something from Ireland, you've got a better chance of getting a better product than the ones in the United States. So I have some other things here to show you that I buy from other countries that are in the supermarkets, but you have to really look for them. And a lot of times they're clearing them out because they don't want all these healthier choices in the store anymore. They're just putting everything as crap. I mean, there is so much gums in everything. Guar gum, xanthan gum, this gum, cellulose gum. Cellulose is the crap that's in vegetables that people think is good. Vegetarians and vegans are not healthy. They think they are. They want to be healthy, but they don't realize that they're making bad choices. So I found this mayonnaise, which is organics, and not that organics are any organic anymore. Unless, I don't even think you can consider it. I mean, with all the shit falling out of the sky from the chemtrails, all those heavy metals come down in the rain, so they're in the water, they're in the air, they're in the soil, they're on the food grows in the soil, so they're going to be leaching up all this stuff. That's what all these cuts are. I mean, I've been detoxing these out for 6 years now. And it's starting to clear up a little bit, if you can see, and my legs are cleared up almost. You can see my old videos where I show like 2 or 3 different videos I have of just my right leg, where I was having 3 years of plastic I could not get off my skin. But I'm using lactic acid and salicylic acid to help treat this stuff. And it hurts. It's painful, but I don't know if how many of my subs or people that watch me are going through this, what they call Morgellons, which is basically nano poisoning. Just like Lyme, lupus, MS, cancer, all these newer diseases and stuff like that. All disease is toxicity, and that's what we are, very toxic. And I attribute the fact that I have avoided a lot of stuff most of my life for being in a younger condition than my 71 years. So, I mean, a lot of people just say you can't be that, but I am, and I think it's because I've avoided things. So anyway, I found this, and that's about as close as I can get, and I probably will have to stop this at some point because of the soy in it. So soybeans is way up on the list, but this also has, it's all organic. It's sweetened with honey, and it has eggs in it, and the label is ripped, so I can't. It's got white mustard with grain vinegar, salt, organic spices, and rosemary extract. So that is about as good as you're going to find for a product like mayonnaise. So it's not, I'm not promoting it, but I'm just saying if you're going to use it, that brand does not have natural flavoring in it. Oh, I just saw something come on here, so hi there. I don't know what your name is, collecting unfiltered news, but hi. And okay, so I just made some tuna, and so I wanted to show you these, like what you normally get from a supermarket. This one is not, wait, it's not, oh, it's this one that you usually see is chicken of the sea. And a lot of them are in vegetable oil or broth. So right off the bat, it's being put, you know, there's like carriers and oils and stuff that they're adding to it that you don't necessarily want. I found a couple other brands, and this one is called Wild Planet, and it just has straight up albacore tuna, and that's all that's in it. It's not adding all these extra oils, because all these seed oils and vegetable oils are not good for us. They're not good for us. Okay, so this is the one that I found that I really like, and then I went to open it and the damn thing broke off, so I couldn't open it. So I used up the other one that I had. And granted, these cost like twice as much. This costs $4 for this little can. But I'm worth it, and I don't eat that much, so I spend like twice as much on one thing rather than save money and buy garbage and toxic food because it's cheaper. And you know, I get food stamps, so I can use my food stamps to buy them. So because I gotta save all my other money for gas right now. I just realized I'm down to like a couple $100 in my account, and the month isn't even half over, so I might get stuck somewhere and have to wait out before I can get back to Washington, because that's my goal. Okay, so shit, now it's starting to get dark, and this has just got white albacore tuna and water with sea salt. That's all. And this other one has nothing else in it but the tuna. It even says do not throw the juice away, because it's not added to it, it's just the juice. Okay, and here's some things. I have a sweet tooth for dark chocolate. I'm not promoting it, but I only like dark chocolate. And okay, so these are things that I've found that are in stores. And okay, this kind is made with butter, cultured butter, no gums, no natural flavoring, and it's from Germany. This little dark chocolate thing that I got is from Lithuania. No, this is from Lithuania, this dark chocolate brand. I don't know if it's, I hope it's showing up the right way on your screen, because it looks backwards on mine. And this thing actually came from Ukraine. So all these companies do not put any added shit in it. It's just straight up what it is. It's just dark chocolate, straight dark chocolate. And this one had well, that one's just like a little sort of cookie. That one does have wheat in it, so, but I'm trying to move away from that. And then I don't push the fruit so much, but kiwi is kind of a, has enzymes in it, like pineapple and papaya. And this comes from New Zealand. So the point I'm trying to make here with this stuff here is to say that these countries, other countries, are not allowing the shit to happen to their products, their foods. I mean, I'm not saying that they're all good. I don't know everything about the rest of them, but all these ones that I find don't have all this added crap in it like they do on the American made stuff. And all these companies like Nestle's, Kraft, shit, I can't even think of all the names of these, but I think they're all basically the same one. Russia banned GMOs, good. I don't think Russia's a bad country. I wouldn't even mind going there. In fact, I just got an email from somebody who that I followed a while ago that I wanted to do some videos with. I don't know if he's still open to it, but he left a comment under one of my videos. He's been gone off of the internet and YouTube and everything for 6 months. He just stopped making videos and everything. I mean, he announced it, told people he wasn't going to be doing it. So I should have told him I was going to do this live. And anyway, I told him I'd get back to him and we could email each other. And he's in Belarus, and I'd like to be there. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of this country, because I'm not going to take the the vax thing. Ain't gonna happen. If I can't travel, then I can't travel, I guess. So that's why I'm traveling around while I can. Well, there's still gas available, because at some point they're gonna cut us off from that too. I mean, they're gonna raise the prices so high. You notice it keeps going up and down and up and down. That's what torture is. Torture is they give you a little bit, then they take it away. Then they lighten up and give it to you, and then they take it away. That's called torture, and that's what they're doing to us. And in case you don't know, they're trying to kill us. I mean, literally, there's a lot of people that aren't getting this. They don't realize it. And I think part of the reason that I'm homeless and living in my car is to kind of prepare me for this. Like, it's making a soldier, it's just making me have to go through a lot of stuff, do without a lot of stuff and everything, so that when the shit hits the fan, I'll be more used to it than most people, and people are going to lose their minds. I mean, look how crazy the world is right now. It's just bonkers, just crazy. It's starting to get dark here. I don't know how fast it got chilly. Okay, I want to know from people what's happening in your part of the world or of the country with the weather, because it was so super hot. I mean, the temperatures were like in the hundreds, and now it's cold. Now it's going to be freezing cold. So that's torture right there too, because they're controlling the weather. I mean, the weather manipulation, and then they're blaming it on us and all this climate control and shit like that. That's all part of the agenda. So this whole Agenda 2130 was basically advertised, and people didn't see it. I mean, it is in plain sight. If you look for it, it's there. I mean, I guess it's not going to say, oh, here it is, here's what we're going to do, but there was literature and stuff like that. Now, the way they said they did it, like how they left that document silent weapons for quiet wars, their backstory, their bullshit story was that they left it in somebody left it in a copier. Yeah, right. They're going to leave a major document like that, how they're going to kill the world, not just the United States, the whole world. And nobody's talking about, I mean, not nobody, there are people talking about it. What happened to Deborah Tavares? I don't know if anybody knows who Deborah Tavares is that comes to my channel, but she has disappeared. And I don't know if she was murdered or if she's alive or where she is, but she has not been on. I was watching her so many years ago, and she was fighting against all this. And she was doing a lot of it alone, because I didn't know of anybody else that was fighting like she was. Now, there's other people like Joe Embriano and other people who are putting some of this stuff out, but I don't even know if Joe talks on the level that Deborah did, but he talks a lot more than most people. And he's the Fullerton Informer, which my daughter that's where my daughter was born, in Fullerton, California, but she's in Vancouver now. And she's pregnant, but unfortunately, she has already taken the jab twice that I know of, that she told me she did. So that breaks my heart, especially knowing that she's pregnant now. And I hope she doesn't keep getting any more, and maybe they were placebos, I don't know. Who is this? I can't see your name, but I am okay. I've been feeling really, really tired, and I'm not sure what that's about. I mean, I don't get a lot of sleep, but what sleep I get, it should be enough. I think we're programmed to sleep more than we need to. Like, you could take short little naps and stuff like that. It used to be, I'm not a nap person. I just can't sleep during the day. But I don't think we need, like, I think we've been programmed to have to sleep and eat way more than we need to eat. We don't even need to eat, but one meal a day. And I usually split my one meal up. I still eat in one meal less. I split it up in 2 meals, and it's still less than what most people eat in one meal. And I was just eating one meal a day, but then I kind of split it up to kind of balance it out. So I have like an early day, like just some eggs in the morning or whatever, and I have my lemonade drink, and then at night I have eggnog. I try to get as much egg in as possible. I get chicken eggs. Yeah, that's pretty early to have to get up. Jeez, this won't stay on for long enough for me to read everything. See, there's more up there than it's showing, than I saw. Oh, God. All right, yeah, I know, that's the whole plan. That's what they got people so consumed with, having to pay bills and, like, have to decide, like, what do I pay for here? Do I pay for gas, or pay for food for my children? Or what do you do? It's crazy. And it's all by design. They've done this. It's amazing, the evil genius, how they could pull this off. And I mean, my daughter, I have only one child. My daughter lives in Vancouver, and she's 31 now. And she's having a baby amongst all this. But she is totally blind to what's going on. She has no idea what's happening in the world. So I guess, her ignorance is bliss, and she's happy in her little bubble. And I try not to push it too much, but I still try to educate her. And now I want to educate her as far as raising her daughter. I don't know if it's a daughter. We both think it's a boy, so I don't know why I said that. But we don't know. She doesn't know yet. I don't know if she wants to find out. But thank you. I'm going to be a grandma for the first time. Yay! But unfortunately, I can't go into Canada. I'm banned. From Canada, I'm banned. They have me pegged as a felon for a DUI that I got, and I don't even drink, but it was one of those setups where they, at the end of the month, they got to get their quota in. And so it was actually a traffic violation. I was weaving because I was looking at the map, and my daughter and I were going on a little trip down to Oregon. And every time I turned my head to look at the map that she was showing me, I turned like that, and I turned the wheel a little bit, so I was kind of weaving. And so they just, and I had, and usually they only, if it's under 25, what is it, milligrams? Or what, I guess it's milligrams of weed in your system, cannabis. I only had 12, and they put that on my report, and it shouldn't even been on there, because if it's under 12, it shouldn't even count. And I still do a little bit, I do it at night. I'm gonna have to put my glasses on again to read this. I do smoke weed at night to help me sleep, but I don't advocate, I wouldn't buy it from the dispensary anymore. And I have to find out every state I'm in, because when I was in Idaho, they got me for some bullshit charge. I don't even remember what it is. But so whenever I get stopped by a cop in any other state, that comes up. Like I'm a fugitive from Idaho, because I went there, I was doing the whole he or she is. If it's a tranny, or if it's that, what do they call it? I can't think of the word. That clinger, clinger, cliffhanger, whatever. If he has that syndrome or something like that, but because he's got a weird body shape, and I thought he was a soy boy and he was getting the man boobs, but I think it's that Klein's finger. I can't figure out I can't think of the name of it. I'll think of it later, but anyway, it's an actual chromosomal thing. So we don't know, but this girl I follow, Michelle, that does the transvestigate, or she used to, she's not doing them anymore, or she hasn't been, she might start doing them again. She thinks he's a woman, but I don't know. Amy isn't a dude, I don't think. She's really tiny, and I don't know, unless they're, I don't know what to make of it yet, so I don't want to say anything definite, but I'm on that case still after all this time. I kind of backed away. I don't listen to his live streams anymore, because he's a friggin' liar, saying he's doing it from a 600 square foot barn when it's a 2,500 square foot barn shaped like a Hollywood barn. It's shaped like a barn, but it's not a real barn, and it has a little cottage on it. It's a 10-acre property, and he's got a little cottage where he, I believe, goes upstairs in the attic of this little cottage to do his live streams, and he makes it look like he's living in a 600 square foot cabin when it's not, because he's got a 4-car garage. Yeah, that's going to be attached to a 600 square foot cabin, right? 4-car garage. I have this stuff on my channel in one of my videos showing the Zillow property that he bought, and that's public domain. And he used his Bears followers' money to buy it. It's like $250,000 property, and he used their money to buy it. So that pissed me off, and I did it on their behalf, and I'm sure a lot of the Bears don't even like me because I, exposed their cult leader, and they still want to believe whatever he says. Now, a lot of the things he says are true, and I do agree with him on a lot of stuff, but I don't agree with him ripping off his subs and getting money from them like he's been doing. I don't know how much he's still doing. I'm sure he's still doing it. So anyway, I wanted to talk more about this food situation that no one seems to be talking about. Everybody's focused on the politics, on Trump and who's going to be president, and the queen dying, and all this stuff is going on to keep everyone distracted from what is really going on. Very, very few people are talking about the nano poisoning. Most people don't even know it's happening. A lot of people, in my travels, I talk to people all the time, and more people do not know about chemtrails than do. They don't even know what's right above their head, in their eyes, in their sight. It's not like it's hidden, it's right there. And they don't even look up into the sky to see this is going on. And like, I'm old enough to remember when the skies were blue and the sun was yellow. And now the sky is white and the sun is white. And it's like not how it used to be. And it's just very obvious that they're doing all this stuff. And people just do not want to know that it's even happening. They'd rather just pretend like it's not happening, because it's bizarre. It's like these synchronicities. This is weird. This is just, I mean, I've never experienced this my whole life, the way the synchronicities are now. And it has something to do with the Mandela effect. However they're pulling this off and messing with people's consciousness. And well, I don't even want to go into that. That's a whole different video subject or something like that. I don't want to take, because that is, a lot of these things that are happening to keep us distracted from what is really happening. What happened in 2002? Sun started shifting to white, yeah. Well, a lot of things happened in that year, right? And like, people really believe that a plane hit the towers when whatever that was, a hologram, or however they pulled that off, that people could see this in their sights. I mean, I lived in Canada at the time, so I wasn't that consumed by that. I didn't even really pay attention to that whole thing that was happening. I was raising my daughter, I was into my family and everything, and I didn't even, and plus I'm in another country, I didn't even really pay attention to that until later. Then I saw the footage and all this, you know, the stories and all that stuff, which we know now, you know, is not what the narrative is, not what really happened. And all these narratives that they put out, all these bullshit things that they say, and they're getting more and more ridiculous all the time. It's comical now. I mean, I have to laugh at it. Gives me something to laugh about. And, okay, you said something about how do I get this to stay on? I went in and tried to push, it was already turned on. Yeah, the sun was still yellow then, yeah. So you think it was in 2001? How did they pull that off? What do you think happened? It's like the sun simulator replaced the sun, like the sun is behind the sun. The real sun is behind the fake sun. And the moon too, I mean, all these narratives about them being so far away. We have local moons and suns, I think, but they're covering up the skies to hide something. What are they hiding? Are they hiding something that's already there, or something that's about to come? Like, I think they're going to do, you know, the fake alien invasion, or a fake return of Jesus or something. And I think it's going to involve Elvis somehow. Something crazy is going to happen in Seattle at the Space Needle. The big needle. And he was the first one to get a vaccine, which he got the polio vaccine in 1956 on TV. They televised that. So Elvis plays into this, and then Trump somehow, I don't know how Trump fits into this, but there's a couple different people involved in something that's going to happen. And I think another one that is involved in is Andy Kaufman, that not many people are talking about that. See, this doesn't stay on long enough for me to read your messages, and I can't see that well to begin with, so I have to keep. Yeah, but I think definitely there was something about the time, and our realities are splitting, and because luckily me and my daughter still we get along okay until, like, if I start going off too far, she'll go, okay, Mom, let's not go there, and then I just stop talking about it because I do not want to have division between me and my only child, who's carrying a child right now, my only grandchild. But and I noticed back in 2020 how they were making people fight. And I was happening with me and my daughter, and it's like, wait a minute, I said, we got to separate here, because I don't want to get into something with you that's going to make me behave a certain way that I normally would never do, because we never fought. And then all of a sudden we were like fighting and stuff, and this was like not normal for us. And then as you could see how all this division started happening, and there was always people button up, and they were setting up all these situations. Like my daughter and I are not political. We are not religious, so we don't have any of these other barriers to deal with. Thank God, we don't have those things. But the one thing she did do that is totally against what I believe is getting that she got stabbed twice. And she did it because all her friends are doing it, and because of the programming and all the different things that are happening with this. Now, here's what I believe, that the vaccine, so-called vaccine, which it's not really, it's a bioweapon, was already in place before the the FOVID hit. That is not that is nanopoisoning. So the vaccine was already in place. So they had the vaccine ready for the COVID to hit. It wasn't the other way around. It wasn't like COVID happened and they had to hurry up and race and get a vaccine for it. And it's not even really a vaccine. Darn it. It goes off too fast for me to read it. They need to have polarity, hate, and chaos. Yeah, to keep yeah, really, exactly. So, they're getting everyone to fight and disagree on everything and cause more and more division all the time. I started noticing this like when I was talking to people on like Messenger and stuff, these old friends from Canada that I had, and it's like right in the middle of our texting back and forth, having a conversation. So they go, so who are you for, Trump or Biden? It's like, I ain't going there. I'm sorry. If that's what you want to do, I'll just end this conversation now, because that's what's going to end up happening. We're just going to fight over it, and I ain't going to do it. So I don't talk politics or religion to anybody at all, because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in the voting system. Maybe at the local level, for your schools and your local kind of government, but at the top and these presidents and all that shit, that don't matter. It doesn't matter your vote. They're going to put in whoever they want to put in. I mean, come on, look at Biden. What kind? He shouldn't even be a teacher, let alone a president. How can people accept this kind of behavior in a nutcase like that? And he's not even, in my opinion, I don't think Biden is real. I think he's played by a troupe of actors. Like they all, put the mask on and the whole getup, and they're all just different people playing this one person. And they're making him out to be crazy on purpose. I originally thought that he was going to get, just thrown out on, mental instability or something like that, which would allow Kamala to step in and become the first woman president, if she's even a woman. Because in my opinion, I think Trump is a woman. Look at all the markers. He's got a big fat ass. He's got those tiny little hands. His facial structure is just like a woman. So you can, I don't know. There's a lot of, I think on, I don't know. Unless it's our consciousness shifting, and then all of a sudden all these people, because I know anatomy really well, because I'm a massage therapist. I have a teacher's degree in it. And I have all these years experience of touching bodies and seeing bodies and knowing what they're supposed to look like. And I'm an artist. I drew bodies. I drew lots of naked bodies. I even took classes called Anatomy for Artists. So where you're learning the underlying structure so you can highlight it and everything. So I know all the bone structures and the facial. And even in cosmetology, we had to know every single bone, muscle, nerve, everything, every system of the body except the reproductive system. We had to know every single one. Muscles, nerves, skin, plus the skin and everything. And hair. Of course, I do hair too because I was a hairdresser. And I know ears, and I'm always, you're looking, you're framing the face and trying to figure out, it's all about the angles, making the person look the best you can. So I always paid attention to those things. Plus, I'm super observant. I'm like a detective. So I'm always connecting dots and everything. So I'm still not quite sure what's going on in this whole, I know it's an agenda. And I know it's about breaking down the family and separating people and causing confusion, and especially these young people and stuff like that that are, just starting out in the world, and they're making these decisions, and they're not allowing, some places are not allowing the parents to make decisions, and they're imprisoning them and doing all this weird shit to people because their child wants to change their sex. And then the parents have no say-so in this, and they're only little children already programmed to be thinking this way. It's really scary. So this is where I want to try to help my daughter the most, so she doesn't, because she kind of, like, she's a photographer, and she should be able to see some of these things, but she's all okay with this agenda, with trannies and gays and all this stuff, and she actually does boudoir photography, and I do not approve of that. We got in one of the biggest arguments ever because of that. I told her I do not want my name on your business. It's still on there. It's called Summer Rain Photo. Her name is Delilah Summer Rain, and she was born on the summer solstice. My last name is Rain. And I changed it to that because I didn't want the name I was born with, so I changed my whole name, my last name and everything, and I did not want to be associated with the man that was supposed to be my father, that wasn't. He was a stepfather that was molesting me, and I did not want any association with that man. And so I changed my name and cut off all ties and everything. So, as you can see, it's starting to get dark now. The lights did come on, but I'm sitting in like a little thing here. I could show you like around. There's not really a whole lot to see. I guess are they having the flags at half-mast because of the Queen? Because you could, whoops. They're at half-mast, and I noticed in a couple other places they were like that. So I'm assuming it's for that stupid Queen, whatever. Oh, it's actually lighter over here, so it'll be getting darker. So I'm at a red hot, miles away from Washington. I'll get back there. That's and so I drive like 6-7 hours a day, and I don't know, walk at places and I try to go into nature reserves and stuff like that where I can be, you know, see the animals, the insects, the flowers, the trees, anything nature related, and try to get grounded like that way and stay, you know, somewhat sane. This crazy world, it's nuts, man. It's just crazy. I don't know, does anyone have any questions or anything they want to talk about before I get off? Let me get my glasses in case anybody says anything that I can't see here. See, you can see how fast it's getting dark. It's just like going down really quick. So yeah, there's been like bugs bugging me a lot. I don't know if anybody's experiencing this, but somebody else was actually put up a video about how they, like, all kind of flies were coming into their space, and I'm having that too.